You were always better with your fists than with your singing.
And you're as beautiful as you were on Kefalonia.
I was covered in mud half the time. Still am. Life of a farmer, I suppose.
I got your note. How did you know I was in Arcadia?
Everyone's hunting for the Mystios with the broken spear and pet eagle. So I started a little hunt of my own.
No matter where I used to hide on Kefalonia, you were the only one who could always find me.
That's because you were terrible at hiding.
Maybe you only found me because I wanted you to.
Listen, we both know I was the one who was best at hiding. I'll prove it. Stay here, close your eyes, and at the count of 10, come and find me.
You're joking.
Come, it'll be like old times. And no using Icaros, that's cheating. Now, close your eyes.
Ένα, δύο, τρία, τέσσερα, πέντε, έξι, εφτά, οχτώ, εννέα, δέκα. Ready or not, here I come. You call this hiding?
Your tracking skills have improved.
It feels like forever since we've seen each other. I couldn't wait to find you.
When did you become so charming?
Since I got your note.
Oh, this is too much fun. I want to hear everything about your life, from the day I left until now.
And I want to hear about yours.
Oh, my story would put you to sleep. Come, let's go to the beach and talk like we used to in Sami. Your life sounds so exciting. But there's something very important I need to know. Can you still hold your breath?
My breath?
On Kefalonia, you could always swim farther and deeper than anyone else. You used to bring me the most beautiful treasures from the sea.
Don't move.
You were underwater so long, I was getting worried.
Poseidon and his pets couldn't get between me and my prize.
You haven't changed. While everyone else cowers before the gods, you'd challenge them to a fist fight.
I did manage to find you this.
Oh, Alexios. It's beautiful.
Anais? What's wrong?
Seeing you playing and laughing like old times. There's something I haven't told you. I'm married.
I see.
I should have told you sooner. I'm sorry. Meet me back at the house. I'll explain everything. Oh, I'm glad you came.
So you're married. Why didn't you tell me sooner?
Seeing you brought back so many fond memories. I wanted to live in them for as long as I could. Life's been hard since Dantos left.
Where did he go?
Once the war started, Spartans came for his sword. He was killed in battle, leaving me to run the farm and raise our son.
You have a son?
Arion. I'd love for you to meet him, but he's run off again.
Why aren't we looking for him?
He always goes to the same cave, where he trains to be a mighty warrior.
I don't think I've met a boy who didn't want to become the next Achilles.
Yes, of course. You've given me an idea. You could talk to him.
I could?
Gods know he doesn't listen to his boring mother. But you've seen death up close. You could convince him to stay away from fighting and help me here on the farm.
All right. I'll talk to your son.
Thank you.
I'll find Arion.
My husband used to take him to the cave on hunts. They'd spend nights there. It's been taken over by wolves since then.
Wait. Did you say wolves?
Yes, worries me sick. He calls them his friends, and believe it or not, they seem protective of the boy. Please, don't harm them, Alexios. Arion would be devastated.
If they don't attack me, I won't attack them.
Whoa! You look like a mighty warrior.
And you must be Arion. I've come to bring you home.
Why should I trust you?
Your mother and I have known each other for a long time. She told me you like to come here to train, but she wants you to come home.
But I don't want to leave.
I know. You come here to be close to your father.
You know nothing about my pater.
You're right. Maybe you could tell me.
I don't want to talk about him. I want to become a warrior.
You spent enough time here, Arion. It's time to go home.
I don't trust you. I'm not leaving.
I'll make you a deal. Come with me now, and I'll train you to be the mightiest warrior in Aletheia.
Really? You really will?
Really. Now come.
There you both are!
You didn't have to send anyone after me, Mater. I can take care of myself.
I know you can, my love.
At least Alexios said he'd make me the best warrior in Aletheia.
You wouldn't come with me, so I said I'd train him.
You lied to me?
He was just following my wishes, my love.
I hate you both.
His temper comes and goes like waves on a beach. Thank you for bringing him home.
What are you smiling about?
I was just thinking about how I could possibly repay you for bringing Arion home to me.
I'm sure I could think of a few things.
Name your price, Mystios.
I want your lips. We have so much lost time to make up for.
That's a lot of kissing. Better get started.
Whew. Your appetite is insatiable.
You've awakened a part of me I thought I'd lost. I know you've already done so much for me, but if there's just one more thing you could do...
I'm not sure I can stand up.
Arion wants to be a mighty warrior, but I can't lose any more of my family to war.
If Arion learns to fight, he can protect you and the farm.
I can't work this farm alone. He won't listen to me, but he looks up to you. I can see it in his eyes.
I'll talk to him. But I don't think he's as fond of me as you are.
You flatter yourself. Just show him how to plant seeds, burn some old grass, maybe slaughter a few chickens. It will seem more exciting coming from you.
Hello, Arion.
Hello.
What's wrong?
I miss my pater.
Want to talk about it?
No.
Okay. You don't have to talk. But you can listen if you want.
I guess.
I lost my father when I was young. I ran far, far away. My only friend in the world was Icaros. One day, a bully threw a rock and nearly broke his wing.
What did you do?
I cut off his fingers with this.
The spear of Leonidas? Can I hold it?
You can, but first, I need you to do me a favor. Your mother needs you.
You're going to train me to be a mighty warrior?
Your mother wants you to become a farmer, and that's what I'm going to teach you.
But farming is so boring. I want to be a warrior like you.
Whenever I see the sunrise, I'm never sure I'll get to see it set. I walk away from the people I love, knowing it might be the last time I ever see them again. Is that the life you want? Good. Now follow me. Ever heard of the poet Hesiodus?
No, but I know Homer and Achilles and Hector and Odysseus and the giant horse.
Study Homer if you want to learn to put people in the ground. But study Hesiodus, and you'll learn to grow things out of it.
Boring.
And now we're going to burn some bushes.
Why?
For new life to grow, we need to clear away the old. Because they choke the earth. Now I'm going to show you how to kill a chicken.
But I love chickens.
If you're going to feed your family, you're going to have to sacrifice a few chickens. You don't have to kill any today, but watch carefully how I do it. Clean and precise.
Why?
Because...
What happened to the bully whose fingers you cut off?
He went and got his brothers. They beat me pretty badly.
You didn't have any friends to protect you?
Not until one little girl stood between me and those boys, and with the rage of Ares, screamed at them to leave me alone.
Really? A girl? Who?
That little girl was me.
Mater! Alexius taught me how to be a farmer, but you could teach me how to be brave.
Maybe one day I will.
Yeah! He taught me about Isiavos. He taught me to burn the old, because it soaks the new. And then, he killed a bunch of chickens.
It sounds like you both had a productive day.
Your boy is a fast learner.
Thank you. This means the world to me. It's been nice having you around, Alexios. But I feel bad. All these years apart, and you've spent most of your time with Arion. Let's get away from all this, just you and me. There is a market in Theia. I haven't been to in ages. There's food and wine and music.
An evening alone sounds perfect. But what about Arion?
Don't worry about him. All you need to worry about is meeting me in Theia.
I should find out what Anais likes before our evening together. So this is where Anais keeps her wine. Smells strong. I'm getting lightheaded just sniffing it. Anais must have a lifetime supply of olives stashed here. Anais never told me she made honey.
There you are. Now, let's find something to eat and drink, shall we? The merchants have the most delicious selections, and tonight, I'll leave the decision-making to you. Remember when we used to steal food from the markets of Kepalonia?
We could steal from this one, for old time's sake.
Always the troublemaker.
Hey, Παύσον τούτου.
Τι στον κόρακαν.
Welcome, my friends. I have a wonderful selection of wines for you and the lovely lady. Only the finest grapes from the finest vineyards. Do you prefer your wines dry, sweet, or strong?
You've been all over the world. You must know all the best wines.
We'll have the sweet wine.
I like my wine strong, but this will do, I suppose.
Τι λαμβάνει η χώρα.
Everything smells so delicious. My mouth is watering.
Smell that? That's the tastiest food in Aletheia. Tell me, what will it be? We have leg of lamb with rice and olives, roast chicken with fresh vegetables, and slow-cooked goat stew.
Oh, decisions, decisions.
We'll take the lamb with olives, please.
Oh, I love olives. I'm going to devour this meal. And then I'm going to devour you.
Που δεν μπορώ ποτέ αποδράσω έτσι.
Δεύρον έξω.
Oh, I can't tell you how much I needed this.
Ήμαρτον. Παύσε. Ανάκρουσε πρίμναν.
Welcome, welcome! If you've got sweet teeth, then I've got sweet treats for those teeth. What will it be? Grape pudding with walnuts, fresh strawberries with cream, or baked pears with a honey glaze?
Oh, yum! Choose wisely. I love sweets.
The pears sound delicious.
Homer called them gifts from the gods, but it's the honey that makes them truly divine. This was lovely. Tonight was almost perfect.
Almost?
There was just one thing missing. Arion! What's wrong? My gods, what happened to you?
Bandits! They came and took everything. I tried to protect the house, but they were too big.
You shouldn't have tried to fight them. Anything they took can be replaced. But I can't replace you.
This wouldn't have happened if you had trained me to be a warrior.
He'll be all right. Just a few scratches.
You're right. He's safe now, and that's what matters.
Alexios, there is something I need to tell you.
Anything.
Having you here was the first time I felt joy since my husband died. I hoped you were still the same person I loved back on Kefalonia, and that if you felt the same, there'd be a place for you here.
Anais.
The fact that you listened to me and didn't teach Arion to fight shows me you're someone I can trust. I would love it if you stayed with us.
I love you, Anais. I've always loved you. But
I know. You always hated staying in one place. Couldn't wait to get off Kefalonia.
you were my favorite part of that island. But it's time for me to go.
I understand. Just know that whenever you are in Aletheia, you'll always be welcome here with open arms.
I'm here to see Sokrates.
Alexios!
You know who I am?
Of course I do. Sokrates never stops talking about you.
And you are...
His wife, of course. I'm Xanthippe.
Sokrates never told me he had a wife.
Typical. The only time he's quiet is when he's eating. If he can't find time to mention me.
So, where is Sokrates? I got a note that said to meet him here.
That's what I'd like to know. He went to another symposium last night, and he didn't come home after.
Sounds like a good place to start looking.
I was just about to head there myself. Come, keep me company.
How long have you and Sokrates been married?
It's been quite some time now.
What is it about him that you love so much?
Love is not the word I'd use. It frustrates me to no end.
That doesn't surprise me.
Even so, it's worth the frustration. His mind is like no other. Not to mention, he's quite a good lover.
That's not something I wanted to picture. It must be why Alcibiades seems so infatuated with him.
Don't mention that name around me. Always coming by drunk, sending Socrates gifts like giant cakes.
I didn't know.
It's fine.
Xanthippe! Xanthippe, over here! Xanthippe!
What is it?
Sokrates! They took him away. They said he was under arrest.
For what?
I have no idea. We were just talking after the symposium. I'd say go ask him yourself, but he'll be guarded. They took him southeast of here.
That fool! I knew this would happen to him one day.
I'll find him. Don't worry.
This is his doing. It's best to let these things run their course.
I can't believe Sokrates was arrested. I need to find out what happened.
Alexios, what are you doing here?
I could ask you the same.
Well, here I am. Though I'm more curious about how you are here. The guards let you in?
We've known each other a long time now. You know how I got in here.
You've taught me that the blade can sometimes be necessary. But I don't think this was one of those times.
I was worried about you.
Your care is appreciated, but if you had waited only a bit longer, I'm sure my trial would have taken place and I'd be free.
You're not going to trial. We're getting you out of here.
I understand your concern, but what good would escaping do other than prove I'm guilty? No. In fact, I'm looking forward to this trial.
What if they find you guilty? And your punishment is severe?
That will never happen. I'll convince them I deserve to go free. You'll see.
What were you arrested for?
I haven't the slightest idea.
And that doesn't bother you?
Sometimes understanding does not come at the moment we would like. More importantly, this is giving me the necessary time to think.
About...
I went to see the Pythia, and she told me there is none wiser than me. An intriguing thought, and one I've been unable to stop thinking about.
Sokrates, the Pythia is...
It matters not what you believe she is or she isn't. I must examine not only her words, but my own self as well. I know nothing, so how could I be called wise?
What does that have to do with being locked up?
I believe my time here and this trial may help me find the answer. I will be fine. Trust me.
I've known you for a while now.
That's true.
And you'd call us friends?
I would.
And friends share important things with one another. Is that so?
It is.
Then how did I not know you were married? From what you just said, that means either we're not friends, or that friends don't share with one another. So, which is it?
I've wondered how much of our conversation you've taken to heart. And now, I have my answer.
Were you doing anything when you got arrested?
If speaking my mind is worth imprisonment, then I suppose I was.
In the future, you may want to be more careful.
You risk life and limb every time you draw your blade. Just because it's my tongue that is sharp, doesn't mean I'm not prepared to face the consequences of using it.
Since you won't leave with me, I'll go see the Pythia myself.
That's not necessary.
I'll find out why she told you that. I won't let you go to trial, even if you think you'll be found innocent.
Ah, Alexios, you!
I'll come back when I have what I need.
I must have upset Poseidon. Something goes...
Oh no, not you.
You remember me?
Just go. I'm too old for this.
Only Charon awaits you now.
There might be a bit of blood when you go upstairs.
You again?
I'm here for a different reason.
After last time, they tortured me. I thought they were going to kill me, just like I told you. It hurt so badly, I begged for death.
I didn't mean for that to happen.
Just hurry, and tell me what you want.
There's something you need to know. The cult is dead.
What do you mean, they're dead?
Just that. I've killed them all. There's nobody left to control you.
You may have unmasked those who made the decisions, but the cult did not die with them. Their beliefs will live on.
Then I'll find and kill whoever follows them.
That is not a possible task. Now, tell me what you want.
You told Sokrates something, and I want to know why.
Questioning why the Pythia speaks is a strange thing.
I know why you speak, and I know who controls your voice. Tell me why the cult had you tell Sokrates he's the wisest.
The cult didn't tell me to say that. I did that on my own.
The cult wouldn't allow you to do that.
Which is why I was very careful. I seek Sokrates as an ally, but simply asking him to help wouldn't have worked.
An ally? For what?
I know much of Sokrates. Not only has he visited me often, but his students do as well.
Get to the point.
You know the gods don't speak through me. I feel Sokrates is the one who can convince others of this. If he succeeds, the cult will have no more need for me.
So you're hoping he comes to the conclusion that the gods don't exist?
It matters not if Sokrates believes they exist. He needs simply to doubt that the gods speak through me.
This is getting complicated.
Whatever you do, you can't tell Sokrates.
I understand. He has to come to the answer on his own.
Exactly. Although, if you truly wish to help Sokrates, a student of his came by not long before you. He seemed distraught.
Distraught?
He was clutching a book tightly to his chest and kept looking over his shoulder. He told me he was going into a tomb nearby until things were safe.
Thank you. I'll find him. You don't need to be scared now. I'm not with them.
That doesn't mean you won't kill me. You just want this for yourself.
I'm a friend of Sokrates.
You are? Prove it.
I've never met someone as smart as Sokrates. I always think about our conversations long after they finished.
You know him all right. I'm sorry for doubting you.
Why were those men after you?
For some reason, they wanted these writings of Socrates's. Well, I wrote them, but it's all his words.
That seems like a strange thing to want.
One of them had a big mouth. He mentioned something about the priest at the sanctuary of Athena Pronea. He said this was the final thing they needed to get rid of Sokrates.
I'll take care of the priests.
Thank you. And, well, please, give this to Sokrates. It hurts me to say this after all I've learned from him, but I have a family. I can't risk being caught up in whatever this is.
So you're going to stop being his student?
It feels I have no choice. Maybe one day that will change.
I'll be sure to give him the writings.
Thank you. Make sure he stays safe. The world will be a worse place without him in it.
Do not students take what they learn from their teachers? What then if the teacher is wrong? Does that not simply perpetuate these wrong teachings amongst future generations?
You assume the students aren't wise enough to understand the flaws of the teacher. Think of those who came before us. First Thales, then his student Anaximandros, and then Anaximenes. Without the teachings of those before him, it's safe to say Anaximenes would not have reached the conclusions he did.
I don't think that's true at all. Oh, perhaps this new phase can offer a different perspective.
I've never heard the names you just mentioned.
It's never too late to learn. But even so, one doesn't need to know who they are to answer. Is it not a risk that wrong ideas will be passed along if a student doesn't have the wisdom to seek the truth?
If we listen to others and take what they say as fact, we only have ourselves to blame.
So, no matter who is speaking, student or teacher, we must spend time trying to understand if what they say is even true.
Your appearance betrays you, Mystius. Clearly, you've taken on a teacher of your own.
Something like that. He's the reason I'm here. Sokrates needs your help.
Sokrates? Ha! If it's another debate you want, it will be hard for us to decide who hates that man more. Why would we help him?
It doesn't matter if he's your worst enemy. If they're willing to imprison someone like Sokrates only for his words, what's to say they won't do the same to you?
So, you want us to help out of fear of being imprisoned ourselves?
I don't care why you help. If I hadn't said his name, would you think it was right Sokrates was locked up?
If it's as you say, and it was for his words, then no.
And aren't you afraid it could happen to you too?
Of course. If we can't speak our minds, what else are we to do?
If you believe that, then you should help.
Fine, fine. You've made your point, and you've made it well. Sokrates deserves our help, but we don't give it lightly.
That makes it worth even more.
We'll be on our way then. We'll gather some others as well. Make sure our voices are heard. Believe it or not, we're pretty good at causing a scene.
If you're like Sokrates, that's not hard to believe.
Wow, I've never seen someone convince them so easily before.
Is that so? I guess I should feel proud. I'm surprised to see a child here.
Is there an age at which it would suddenly be okay to debate with them? What then of the night before I turned that age? Should we be prevented from doing what we wish due to the world's view of us?
I regret doubting you at all.
Thank you. There are few things greater than gaining the understanding of another.
On that, we disagree.
Disagreements can lead to even more understanding.
You're the first kid I've met who'd rather debate than play.
Don't tell the others, but I'm envious that you're a student of Sokrates. I hope one day to be as well.
You're on the right path. What's your name?
Aristocles. Although I've never liked that name much.
It does sound like countless others I've heard around Athens. Why not choose another?
I can do that? Huh. My brother always had a problem saying my name, so he called me Plato instead. Perhaps I'll use that.
I like it.
Thank you. Well, I better hurry after the others. Here.
Those priests must be the ones who hired the thugs and want to get rid of Sokrates. Now that all the priests are dead, they won't be able to testify against Sokrates. Sokrates, you're here.
I am.
What happened? The trial couldn't have taken place that quickly.
Had I been given the chance to defend myself, it would have been quick indeed. But unfortunately for me, I was let free before I could.
That's good news.
Apparently, those who had charges to bring against me were found dead. And evidence they claimed to have went missing.
It sounds like someone was looking out for you.
There were also some people protesting my arrest, I was told. I have to ask, did you have something to do with this?
Do you really need to ask?
No, but you still deserve the chance to answer.
Did you have time to find an answer for the Pythia's words?
I thought it would have taken much longer than it did, but the moment I stopped thinking about it, it came to me like a flash of Zeus's lightning.
So, do you agree with the Pythia, or not?
The gods cannot lie. Yet, I know that I know nothing. I had to understand what it meant for one who knows nothing to be called wise. I realized that though the Pythia said my name, she did not mean me.
Who did she mean then?
That is not an answer I'd yet like to voice. It's one that people may not want to hear, and I must think on how I wish to share my new beliefs with Athens.
Whatever it is, be careful. I don't want to find you've been arrested again. We should get you home. I'm sure you'll be more comfortable there.
In some ways, that will be true. In others, well, Xanthippe will decide that. Being free feels good, but I don't believe Xanthippe will be happy with me.
She has good reason to be mad this time.
We argue often about how I need to be careful with what I say and what I said. This will only give her more cause to bring it up.
That doesn't sound very fun.
Oh, you misunderstand. I love it.
You do?
People see Xanthippe and believe it is her beauty that drew me to her. But it is her argumentative spirit I lust for.
Nobody ever likes that about me.
Having my opinions and thoughts challenged helps me to refine them and to grow as a person.
And she likes these arguments?
I doubt it. But it is in those fiery moments that her spirit is strongest, like an untamed horse.
Don't call her a horse to her face.
I'm afraid your advice is a bit too late.
Get somewhere safe, Sokrates.
I wonder what that was about.
With the things I do, it's sometimes hard to know.
Let's hurry back before anything else happens.
You came back. Finally. I'm ready to return to Athens. I've had enough of Phokis and this talk of the Pythia.
You will be happy to hear I have no need for her words any longer.
Ah, then something positive came out of this after all.
I just remembered. A student of yours has been taking notes of your teachings. He wanted you to have them. What did you do that for?
Nobody asked him to write down my words.
Even so, why not keep it? Share it with others.
Because of a story I was told as a boy.
All right, let's hear it.
The king of Egypt, Thamos, was visited by the god Thephtha. Thephtha offered the invention of writing to the king and told him it was an elixir of memory and wisdom. But Thamos disagreed. He believed the people would no longer use their memories, for they would simply read instead. These written words would not offer true wisdom, but only the appearance of such.
You don't want your words written down so others can't use them to pretend to be smart.
Much like creatures in a painting, the words sit there unmoving. If you ask them a question, they will preserve a solemn silence. And no matter how many times you ask, they will only ever say the same thing. They cannot defend their message.
That's the part you like. The defense of your words.
All who speak should defend their words if questioned about them. That is why I choose to speak and not write. That is why any words of mine that last beyond my final breath will be those that people choose to remember. Those words will be true wisdom and not an illusion.
What's your plan now?
After I return to Athens, there's much I need to consider.
You'll be careful, right?
If I have to choose between saying nothing and staying safe, or speaking up and risking my life, the choice is easy.
I should get going. I'm glad you're free.
As am I, although, if you allow me, there is something.
I doubt I could stop you.
We like to believe that action means progress, but it's control that's so truly desired. The more we do, the more control it seems we have, but the less we allow for others. If we grip too tightly, we'll find we've crushed what it is we're holding on to.
Meaning...
Meaning we must sometimes let life unfold without trying to influence the outcome.
I'll keep that in mind. I almost forgot. In your letter, you said you had something to ask me. What was it?
You know, I've completely forgotten now. Take care, Alexios.
Stay out of trouble, Sokrates.